of the Zach Gelb Show on Fox Sports 920 The Jersey.
Welcome back in. Zach Gelb Show on a Tuesday. Time right now in the Princeton Orthopedic Associates Studios, 5:15. This is Fox Sports 920 The Jersey, 920 AM, or worldwide on the web at 920thejersey.com. Rutgers basketball 2-0. DePaul coming up on Thursday. And now joining us is the first-year head coach for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and that is Steve Pikiell. Steve, Zach Gelb, appreciate a few minutes, and how are you?
Zach, I'm doing terrific, and I really appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you for coming on. I have to ask you, how does it feel to be undefeated right now?
We're on to DePaul, so you don't get to enjoy it much when you're in the middle of it. I'm happy for our guys. You know, they've worked hard. They've gotten in better shape. They're starting to figure it out a little bit, so to get off to a good start is a good thing. But, my mind's on our first road trip in a while, and it's hard to win on the road. So we have to play well, and we have our work cut out for us, certainly.
Well, I'm just teasing you because I know it's your first year on the job, and you still have a lot of work to do, and people are going to expect a certain level from Rutgers basketball, and it's your job to get them at that level here in New Jersey. Let me take you back to March when you were named the head coach. What was the appeal for you, Steve Pikiell, to take the job at Rutgers?
Well, I tell you what, first and foremost, it's an unbelievable university. You know, it's one of the top, academic institutes in the country, playing the best league in the country basketball-wise, to play against, and coach against some of the best coaches and players, and the people here. I really loved, Pat Hobbs, the athletic director, and President Barchi, good people. The alumni base is strong. Its location is great. The recruiting base locally and in the surrounding states is fertile. So it really was an exciting, opportunity. I had my eye on this job for a while, and I'm just very fortunate that, they allowed me to be the head coach, and I've worked very hard. And the time I've been here, I'm going to continue to do that to make this a program that people in the state of New Jersey and in the Big Ten and across the country can be real proud of.
Well, you had an ample amount of success at Stony Brook, and you've been a student of the game for many years, going back to your days at UConn under Jim Calhoun, the legendary coach. Why are you the right guy? And just take me a little bit about your philosophy on building a program so we see a lot more wins during your tenure here at Rutgers than losses.
Yeah, I'm up for the challenge. I'm a really competitive guy, and I've been through this. So I've been a part of a lot of programs that have gone from, not being very good to being the best. And, did it at Stony Brook, but did it also at George Washington University. Lived it and coached it at UConn when Coach Calhoun built that into one of the best programs, in the country. Also took a school, Central Connecticut, never had a winning season. My fourth year there, went to the NCAA tournament, had players drafted. So I've been at a lot of stops that there had been, a lot of challenges. And, this is just another one of those jobs that, there's some challenges. We've got tremendous, things going, and we got tremendous things to sell here. We got a brand-new practice facility that we broke ground on, $80 million facility that'll be up and running in the next 2 years. Just renovated our locker room, and, we're really doing a lot of great things, and that's because of the support of the administration, the president, the athletic department, the marketing team. A lot of great things are coming, and I'm a product of great timing here, at Rutgers. So I'm very confident in the job that I'm going to do. I've hired a great staff of professionals that do a great job with our players. And our players are working real hard, so I really feel good things are going to happen for this program.
I know when you ask your players to do something, a lot of times they're synonymous with the words effort and defense, and now it's tough to sometimes build that trust with your players when you're the new guy coming in, and it takes a special person to get those guys, to get those players' trust right away, just because of everything that they have access to in terms of recruiting, and then also with social media. How do you build those trusts with those players so when you say effort and defense, those players do produce?
It's been a great part is we played 2 games. We played great defensively, and we won the games. They're getting rewarded. I say, defense is 50% of the game, and if you don't play it, then you can't win a lot of games. And this group has jumped on board. We've done a good job of recruiting them because they're the most important people in the program, are the players that are currently here. They've taken on the challenge. We certainly, challenged them when I first got the job, challenged them to be in great shape, challenged them to be in the gym, challenged them to work together to build great chemistry. And they've jumped on board, and we've, added 5 new players to the roster who've picked up the challenge too. And the challenge is trying to make this one of the best programs in the Big Ten, and everyone has to work in order to achieve that.
Steve Pikiell with us right now on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. So you're off to a good start. You're 2-0. You've been doing this for a long time, Coach. Like I said, you've been affiliated with the game of college basketball since going back to your playing days in '87. Even though this is a new job and you're so familiar with the game of college basketball, it's your forte clearly, and what you sleep, live, and eat with college basketball. Were there any nerves leading into your first game though on Friday night?
You know what? There always are nerves, and I think that's a great thing. It's always like it's the first game I'm playing again. I remember my first game at UConn, and you have those butterflies, but excited when you feel that way, because there's a passion here, and I really believe in our guys in the program. I want them to achieve success, and it's been a tough road for them the last few years, and with great effort and with well prepared staff, well prepared for games. We can achieve some things that are exciting. So, yeah, you always get that, and I think when I stop getting that feeling before games, then it's probably be time to stop coaching. So I like getting that. I like getting those nerves because, I'm ready to play, and just like I tell them, I'm going to be ready to coach and ref every play and really, work hard during the game just as I ask them to do all the time.
You see some of your players, whether it's Corey, Deshaun, CJ, or Nigel. Just tell me a little bit about the team that you have. We know what your fundamentals are, but how about your players?
You know what? It's been fun. I mean, we've added 5 new players, to the roster. They've added, I think, the guys who have come back in the program, and Corey and Deshaun Freeman and Jonathan Laurent have all gotten better. Mike Williams gotten better. So I'm excited about their improvements in the last 6 months. Shaq Dorson has lost 56 pounds and has gotten better. And the new faces that we've added, C.J. Geddes, he's 7'1", he's about 290. He's a big boy, knows how to play, brings a great energy. We've added Candido Say, another high-energy guy who can shoot the ball and skilled, and we've added a couple of freshmen, too, in Issa and Eugene that bring energy and length and athleticism. So I think when people come and see us, they'll see those guys have improved, which we needed to have happen, and I think the roster moves that we've made have made our depth, one of our strengths of our program where, last year we didn't have a whole lot of depth, and that's helped us, enable us to change, some of the priorities in the program, which have become defense and energy and rebounding.
Clearly a lot of moving pieces, like you were saying, but when you first got named the head coach of Rutgers, what was that first team meeting like? What did you tell some of the players?
I just told them that you got to embrace challenges. Like, I left a situation where I probably could have stayed at Stony Brook for a long time. It was a comfortable situation, and I looked at this as an unbelievable opportunity, and the players have that same opportunity. Embrace the challenge ahead of us. Let's have the best year in Rutgers basketball history, but we got to work to earn it. And that was my big thing in that first meeting, got to earn things. And in the past, I think players have played here because other guys have been injured, and there's been other reasons, they haven't quite earned their minutes. And that's been a big theme of my building here. You earn everything you get. We just named Deshaun Freeman the captain because he earned it. After my 6 months on the job, he earned it. He's a great example. He comes to practice every day. He's the first one in practice. He's the voice of our locker room. He earned the captainship, and I gave it to him the day before the season started. So earning things are very important to me. You earn your minutes on the floor. You earn them in practice time. And, that's part of the culture that I want to, have here, that guys earn what they get.
Coach, you look at our area, whether it's New York, New Jersey, or Philadelphia, and when you mention college basketball in New York, and I know it's changed over the years, it's associated with Big East basketball and what happens at the end of the year at Madison Square Garden. When you look at Philly, they have a rich tradition with Big Five. When you look at Rutgers basketball in New Jersey, what type of program do you want to build, just so when people think of New Jersey, they associate it with Rutgers basketball? Just what do you want people to think of when they think of your program in the big picture?
You know what? I want them to think that, we do things right. We play the right way. We're tough. We're a gritty program. Again, we're a program that earns everything that we have. But I also want them to say we're well coached. We got a great professional staff that develops players. And the most important thing, like with all this, is we want to make sure our kids graduate, all right? We run a clean program, and the kids graduate, and they represent this great university, which Rutgers is. I've been fortunate. I've worked at UConn. I've worked at Yale University. I've worked at George Washington University. I've worked at some great universities. No greater than this place. This place has awesome people, has an awesome alumni base. We have great tradition, too, in our basketball program, being a Final Four participant. Back in the days, we've had some great years, and we've had some great people come out of our program, and we want people to be really proud, of this program moving forward. And I'm telling people this, we're playing the best league in the country. We currently have 5 teams, depending on the poll you look at, 5 to 7 teams in the top 25 in the country, and we've had 6 out of the last 7 National Players of the Year come out of this league. So tremendous basketball and some tremendous institutions. Rutgers is a part of that, which is great.
It's a rigorous job that you have just because of how good the conference is and how many teams are in the AP top 25 year in and year out. This job, though, you got to get the players. And if you're going to get the players, it's going to be because of you and your staff and the diligent work that you put in. If you're talking to a kid, how do you get that kid to buy in to come to Rutgers?
Well, I want kids to embrace the challenge, too, all right? We have all the resources here to be great. You could stay home. Your family can enjoy it. It's a top 25 public university academically. We have a tremendous, alumni base. And I'm a good coach that does a great job of developing players. So if you want to come here and get better and you want to play in front of, your friends and family, if you want to play on national TV every game against the best players in the country, then Rutgers is a great place for you. And we're going to get kids that want to take on that challenge. In a few years, it'll be easy because we would have strung together some great winning seasons, but we need kids to take a chance on us now. And if they do, they won't regret it.
Wrapping up with Steve Pikiell, who joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. You've had a lot of experience, but the experience that a lot of people talk about is at Stony Brook and then also your playing days at UConn. When you look back at what those two institutions meant to you, just describe me a little bit about what you learned being at both Stony Brook and UConn.
Well, I will tell you, anytime you get a chance to play for and then work for a Hall of Fame coach who built a program from scratch in Storrs, Connecticut, you really learn a lot. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that from the player perspective, and then I got a chance to sit next to him and listen to him for some time. So that was invaluable. But all my experiences has helped me. Central Connecticut at the time we went to had never had a winning season, knew the Division I, and my last year there went to the NCAA tournament and had a player drafted in the second round of the NBA draft. So that was a great learning experience. And then, as a head coach, 11 years at a Stony Brook University, a great university on Long Island, big public university. And again, no tradition at the Division I level winning, and then to go to 6 postseason bids, and have a player, right now with the Dallas Mavericks organization, and to have, players go on and sign professional contracts, and everyone, graduated too. So great experience to build a program from the ground up. And, a lot of the same lessons I learned there we're going through here. We're going to build it around character kids, going to build it around defense and rebounding. It always travels with you. Defensive rebounding is a staple, of what we're going to do. And, you got to continue to recruit and get kids to believe in your vision. And Rutgers is a great place, and people are going to start seeing the vision that, Pat Hobbs has. The place, you got to have a great athletic director. He's already proven that. He's raised money. We got new buildings being built. And again, the league that we're playing in. So a lot of lessons I've learned going to help me, through some of these, tough times. And we'll get through them. And again, look forward to brighter days ahead, too, for Rutgers and Rutgers athletics in general.
Well, what I'm going to end you on, and this is one that we're going to ask all college basketball coaches this year that played the game at the collegiate level. You coach a lot of kids. You've been doing it for a long time. Did you ever think about what it would be like to coach Steve Pikiell if you had a Steve Pikiell playing for you right now? What would that be like, Coach?
I will put him right in the lineup right now.
A lot of suicides running in practice? A lot of suicides?
I won't want to run any suicides yet, but, I could step out there, mentally and really play. But these guys have passed me out in a lot of ways, but the great part is I always said this. I was a gym rat kind of kid. I love to play. That when you can't play anymore, the next best thing to do is to be able to coach. I'm around these guys all the time. I enjoy them. I enjoy developing them and hoping they achieve their goals. And now I've been doing this a few years and really, really enjoy seeing the growth and the smiles and turning programs around. And hopefully we can do that soon here.
Well, Coach, we're rooting for you. Best of luck coming up on Thursday against DePaul. Hopefully we see a 3-0 start and hopefully many more wins to come at Rutgers University. We appreciate the time today.
No problem, Zach. I appreciate you having me on. Have a great night.